All right, today I want to react with you to a video that's going really viral on the internet. Sky News sent a reporter to rural Arkansas, to investigate a town that's being built for, quote, whites only. This is some truly disgusting stuff, and I haven't seen this video that I'm about to play, but we're gonna talk about it, react to it together. I think it's important to shine light on stuff like this, as this outward racism in the United States is worse than it has been in decades. And I think it's also important for people watching this who look like me to realize that stuff like this has been happening for a while. It just hasn't been so out in the open. And so it's important to remember that as well, and how it relates to us fighting against it, and how it relates to Donald Trump, because frankly, he's empowering these groups. All right, let's take a look at this video together, and we'll react to it.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple.
I think we would generally be called far right, sure.
It's called Return to the Land, and they invited me in.
A lot of people are going to be, why are you making Nazi references?
Right. Well, why wouldn't I?
A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful, and you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Yes. I think what you're doing is atrociously immoral. Yes. You believe that your race, the white race, is superior to other races, or you need to protect it from other races because it's superior. And that's disgusting and gross and not acceptable. And your town, the government, should come into your town and tear it the hell down, okay? I don't know where the legality lies for this. I would really like the state of Arkansas to, do something about it, which I think there's some rumors in the air that they may. This is gross. This is disgusting, okay? And yes, I think it's immoral and based in complete garbage, random man that I don't care to know the name of. That's it, dude. This is insane.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I, I'm 32. I'm a lady.
This is Return to the Land, a group of millennials who organised online to build something radical and controversial. A town for white people only, that they insist is completely legal.
First of all, no, it's not. Second of all, okay. I do appreciate Sky News doing the journalism, going out here and making this known. But what do you mean? What do you mean radical and controversial? No. These are settled issues. Okay, it's not controversial. It's gross. It's disgusting. And I get it. As a journalist, you want to be, try to be independent and just report. But at what level are we just continuing to normalize these issues? At what level, me making this video, am I continuing to normalize these issues? I don't know. You can let me know in the comments how you feel kind of about that and how we're supposed to be reporting on stuff like this. Because it's almost like we're opening the door, and this relates to other issues in the far right world. Vaccines, for example. As we're debating this, there is no debate. Vaccines, for example, are a settled issue. Okay? Racism is there is no debate to be had here. right? And so like, as we're talking about it and debating it, like, for example, we see debates online of people debating about vaccines. Are we opening the door to normalization of issues that should not be normalized? I don't know the answer to that. You can let me know in the comments down below.
We spent several days with them, watching as the men set about the physical labour of building out the site. All the while, the women of the group took on the more typically trad, homesteading type roles.
I guess I found the people through Twitter that ended up starting this project, actually spearheading it, and
That's insane. That is insane. I cannot believe, I just assumed all these people like knew each other or were like family related in some way. That you found them through Twitter? Oh my God, this is why Elon Musk buying a social media site and being a far-right lunatic is destroying our society. Wow, that's nuts.
I went out to the first April event last year, and it was really fun.
The sort of white-only aspect of this, how important is that to you guys?
Given the premise that it's something that is kind of off limits for whites but is okay by implication for other groups, I do feel it's necessary to carve that out, and you kind of have to do it yourself.
It's kind of like if we don't do this, the laws are only getting worse as far as freedom of association goes.
That's so absurd. That's just so absurd. This is like the definition, the like furthest definition of when privilege starts to normalize, it feels like oppression. And like we see people who vote for Trump particularly go down this line of thinking. Maybe they haven't reached the point that they're building a town. But what are you talking about? If we don't do this, it's just absurdity. Oh my God.
So it's kind of like we have to do this, or there might come a time where it's not possible to.
Are you guys aware sort of, people are going to be watching, it's going to be controversial?
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the biggest misunderstanding?
Well,
That we hate everyone else. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have no misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding here. You hate everybody else, right? It's very simple. And again, I implore the state of Arkansas to walk into this town. No, this is not legal. This is absolutely not legal. No. Nope. Like, thanks for telling me you don't hate everyone else, but I don't care what you say. That's not really believable when you're building a town and you're like, hey, everybody else that doesn't look like me is not allowed here. What the hell are you talking about?
It's not about that by any means.
It's a loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect of it being loving, I suppose the counter argument would be, it could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do, and I think that's great for them. And it's like if other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it.
Okay, I just, this is like also stunning to me when people bring up stuff like this, which is like, oh, if HBCUs exist, historically black universities, why can't white universities exist? It's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe because America has this history. If our country was founded here and we're here, up until about here, nobody else had any rights as human beings besides white people, right? And so this notion, all of a sudden, that when we are attempting as a society, taking the first steps, I mean, the civil rights movement wasn't that long ago. Ruby Bridges was the first African American child to integrate into an all-white school in Louisiana. She's 70 today. People act like this was forever ago, and we're just in this new society where, oh, why can't we do this? Well, probably because we have this super long history of white people literally not giving rights to everybody else, right? So, like, it's important to have stuff like HBCUs. It is not important for you to have white-only communities, okay? That's been America forever. And we still have the most privilege in all of society. This human being never walks outside and thinks about their race in relation to anything. They never walk outside and think like, oh, how in any given situation, whether it's walking into a job, into a building, walking outside, being pulled over by the police. They've never been like, oh, how is this dynamic going to change where I am right now, depending on my race? How's it going to change because I'm white? They've never thought that in their lives, right? It's the definition of privilege, because other races have to think consistently about that, right? So this like argument is so like based in just garbage, racism, just trash. It's trash.
Doesn't make any sense. So it's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
The leader, Eric Orwell, wants the community to grow and further what he calls traditional white American culture. And the group is explicit about this. It has an online fundraiser to give cash rewards to parents of newborns as a means to incentivize population growth. Just before we arrived, they donated $1,000 to a family for having their 6th child.
Is that part of the mission as well, to sort of have big families, to make the community bigger? Is there a sort of pressure there?
I don't feel particularly myself, I don't feel any pressure to like have a big family. I think there's a kind of expectation here that you do want to, as part of helping grow this thing, that you're going to have kids.
Just nuts. I mean, this is insane. This is absolutely nuts. And the thing is, this same community in Arkansas is planning a new project in Missouri. Missouri, that's right. Exploring the possibility of expanding north into Missouri. Okay. I implore people, if you are in Arkansas, if you live in the United States, specifically if you live in this state, you need to be contacting some people, your local representatives, your governor. If you live in any other state, you should be, I don't know, talking about this and being like, hey, the federal government needs to do something about this. Okay? Because I'm honestly I'm stunned. This is gross. This is disgusting. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. I appreciate you watching this video. It is a dark time right now in America. That's why we got to keep fighting every single day to make it better. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Please be safe out there. I will see you in the next video.